Okay, this is gonna be slightly annoying. I have to sit all the way over here because, as you can tell on my like hand over here, again, the sun is in a really bad spot. Otherwise, I'm like covered in shadows. So I'm just gonna have to sit over here for this video, but that's okay, because you know what? It's also just a chill video. It's my chat, chill, and get ready with me for this past month, which is August. I started this back in July just as a way to kind of like have a little like connection moment with you guys for these videos. And actually now just thinking about it, I just realized I didn't look back at the comments of that last video to gather questions. So I still had quite a few left over from last time, and I did ask again on my Instagram stories if you guys had anything new that you wanted to hear me chat about while I get ready and do my makeup. So that's what we're gonna do today, just very chill. Also, this dude I've had, it's the morning I had a Mighty patch on it all night, so now it's very red, so that'll be fun to try to cover up. Okay, so first of all, that I wanted to talk about that this was not asked in a question, however, because this video is going up on Friday, September 1st, so if you're watching this right now, that means that today is the day that the Dark and Quirky Booktube box is going to be going on sale. It is open to anyone. It is not just for subscribers. You don't need a special code or anything. It is just going to be up on Dark and Quirky's website. And so if you don't know what the Booktube box is, if you didn't see my community post or didn't hear me talk about it in my recent videos, or didn't see over on my Instagram, Dark and Quirky collaborated with 5 booktubers, myself being one of them, to bring you guys 5 of our favorite books into a special edition box. So, oh, the sun kind of went behind a cloud. Can we like move over a bit again? Let me kind of close my desk for this one because this is where all my makeup is. Okay, so anyways, 5 other booktubers that are involved are myself, Cheyenne from That Tall Book Girl, Sam from Sam Reads a Little, Jess from Peace Love Books, and Tori from Novel Life. So we each got to pick 5 of our favorite books from our favorite authors to be included in this box. So when this goes up, my cover reveal will finally be up already. So I got to work with QB Tyler, which you guys know if you watch any of my videos how much I absolutely love QB Tyler's books. And you may have been able to guess which one I got to choose. I ended up getting to do Always Been You, which is like literally my favorite book of hers. Was one of my top books of, what year was that? It was just last year, wasn't it? 2022? Oh my God, I just absolutely love that book. So I'll put the cover in right here. So I just wanted to kind of tell you guys, I guess, about the process of like doing this whole box and everything, because it was just so cool. So we have been working on this for months and we have not been able to say anything to anyone about it, and it's been so hard to keep it a secret. But when we first started talking about getting to do a box, we were just really excited because we feel like Booktube hasn't really had like a lot of like opportunities in terms of like getting to do collabs like that. So it was really cool that Dark and Quirky wanted to work with us and was willing to like take a chance on some booktubers to do that. And then in terms of picking the books, so all of us, we kind of bounced around with a couple of different ideas. We were like, should we all do like a trope maybe that we're known for, which still my book would have fit in just perfectly fine because obviously I'm known for like taboo and forbidden romances, and we were just going back and forth on kind of what we want to do. And then we were like, you know what, let's just all just pick a book that we want. So so obviously we got to submit like our first choice, but there's always a chance that like that book is maybe in another box or the author might not want to do it or whatever. I was very lucky that QB was my first pick, Always Been You was my first pick, and she let us do it. So that was just amazing. I was so thankful to QB for doing that and for like trusting me and Dark and Quirky with that book for a special edition. That is kind of how that process came to be. And then the cover design. So we all got to be really involved in our covers, and I had an original idea. I kind of wanted a couple on the cover actually. And just as like the first mock-ups came through, like it just wasn't really working. And then they sent through this like silhouette, and y'all, and then with James on the back, actually James was on the front at one point I think too, and then it just like, it was like a little bit too much on the front, and then when they moved him on the back, I'm like, this literally looks just like a scene in the book. So if you've read Always Been You already, then you know, okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting this annoying shadow. Okay, I'll close it. I don't think it's too dark without it. Oh my God, still peeking through. Okay, I'll just sit back here. Sorry. This is annoying. I know it's annoying for you. Trust me, it's just as annoying for me. And then like once we made it like midnight to make it look like nighttime, you know, oh my gosh, I'm just like so obsessed with it. Y'all know how I feel about like the discreet covers. Not that like I don't like any of them. I do like them. But y'all know I just like prefer a sexy cover. And this is a sexy book, so it deserves something hot. and I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. I'm like literally obsessed with it. I think it's so hot, and I can't wait to see it in person, and I can't wait for you guys to have it in your hands. And so the 5 other, or 4 other, because I'm one of the 5, the 5 other books in the box are Hawk by Jessie Hall. That was Cheyenne's pick, and I'll insert pictures here. And then Between Hello and Goodbye by Emma Scott. That was Sam's pick. And then Real by Kennedy Ryan. That was Tori's pick. And then Devil of Dublin by B.B. Eason was Jess's pick. So those are the 5 books in the box. They're all hardcovers, sprayed edges, fancy formatting, foiling, like to the nines. We're gonna have art prints with them, which I'm like super excited for. They're gonna be cool. And yeah, it has just seriously been such a cool experience to do that. And I'm so thankful because like having this channel and having you guys here supporting me and supporting the other booktubers is like the reason why we even get to do something like this. So I'm just like truly very thankful that I am getting to have this opportunity, and that I got to like work with my friends, got to work with Dark and Quirky, got to work with QB. So I'm just very excited. So the box, like I said, goes on sale today. So you can check out Dark and Quirky's website for all the information. Hey, be nice, Dorian. They're playing, but he's being a little shit. But like I said, boxes are limited, and they are not going, like as of right now, and I think like permanently, there will not be like a reprint of these books. Like it's kind of like a one-time deal. So if you want the box, just make sure that you are keeping your eyes peeled when it goes live today. Anyways, okay, that is it for the Booktube Box. So now back into your guys' questions. So last time, I got asked last time a lot about TV shows and movies, because y'all know how much I love my TV shows and movies. But I realized as I was talking, I spent so much time talking about TV shows that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait and talk about movies in my next one, because it was a lot of movie and TV show talk otherwise. I got asked a lot of times what my favorite movies are, what are my go-to movies, and my favorite actresses. So first up, favorite movies. Some of my favorites of all time are Miracle, the story about the Olympic hockey team. I absolutely love that movie. I think that's honestly where my love for like hockey romance comes into play. I grew up watching that movie. My parents are big fans of that movie too, so it was just like always playing in our household growing up. Silver Linings Playbook is literally one of my favorite movies of all time. I absolutely love and adore that movie. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence is one of my favorite actresses of all time, and that movie just really, it just really hit deeply for me when I first saw it, and it still hits every single time when I watch it now, years and years later, and even on like my 10th, 12th, 15th rewatch of it, it still always hits, and I just absolutely love it. I love Bradley Cooper's performance in it too. I just think that movie is such an absolute treasure. I love The Spectacular Now. Y'all know how much I love that book, but that is where I fell in love with Miles Teller. Shailene Woodley I had already liked because I had actually seen the Divergent series before I watched that, or like the first Divergent movie, but that was the first time that I had ever seen Miles Teller. I guess like I saw him in Divergent too, but you know, he doesn't really have that big of a part. Where like in The Spectacular Now, I just loved that movie. And I really love Sutter's character. He's literally one of my all-time favorite. I'm obsessed with him. I think Miles Teller played him so well. I think the nuance of like how layered Sutter is just, it was done so well. And I will forever and always love that movie. A Star is Born, the Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper version. Oh my God, so unwell, because I love Bradley Cooper and I love Lady Gaga. So when that was coming out, I was already like sold. And then you're telling me that ends tragically. Like obsessed. The Hunger Games franchise, but Catching Fire specifically is my favorite Hunger Games movie, but I love all of them. I rewatch them every single year, normally in November. That's when they came out, and I just always get in the mood for them. And I mean, like I said, I love Jennifer Lawrence. She's like my favorite actress. So I was a big fan of hers in those, and just the fact that they are like genuinely amazing movies, and something hits emotionally for me every single time I watch them, and a lot of times it's like new things. So I just love, I love the Hunger Games movies. Star Wars, Dorian, Mom is talking. Obviously Star Wars. I love Star Wars so much, but specifically episodes 3 and episode 8 are my 2 favorites. Revenge of the Sith, as a child, I remember my dad pulled me and my brother out of school to go and see it. And I remember seeing it in theaters and then thinking like, I'm gonna get a Star Wars 3 license plate when I get old enough to drive and have a car, and I was gonna do like Star Wars 3 on it. Obviously, I never did that. Maybe I still should, would be a serve. But I fell in love with those movies as a kid. And then when the new like trilogy came out, 7, 8, and 9, I really enjoyed 7, but 8, I don't want to hear any hate about it. It's amazing. I absolutely love what Rian Johnson did with the story, with the characters, with everything, and I love it. And then probably last, I'd say, well, not last, these aren't in any particular order, but then also the Fast and Furious franchise. I have, again, always been a huge fan of, have always loved those movies, and in particularly 5, 6, and 7, I think are like the best in the franchise in my opinion. I'd say 7 is probably one of my favorites. I think too, the emotional aspect of it hits every time for me because that was Paul Walker's last movie on the franchise. And I love 6 because I love that Letty is back in 6. She was like my favorite in the earlier movies, and I was so sad when they killed her off. So I was very happy when they brought her back. And then 5 is just amazing. I think 5 is arguably probably the biggest fan favorite of them all. And I do really like 5. 5 is really well done. It's just that it's missing Letty for me. So, but I thought that 10 was the last one. So I am now very intrigued. I won't spoil anything in case if no one's been able to see 10 yet, but I won't spoil anything, but I'm very much looking forward, I guess, to 10 part 2. Okay, my go-to movies though, I feel like are kind of different because do I rewatch my favorites all the time? Yes, but also no, like on a random weekend day, normally like, you know, if I'm watching a favorite, I'm like sitting down and purposely watching it and like actually paying attention to the movie. So that's normally like at night, you know, I am putting it on and I'm actively watching, where like a lot of times over the weekend when I'm like working on cross stitching or I'm doing things around my apartment, I just turn a movie on in the background. And so then that always ends up being like a go-to comedy for me. Those are what I end up turning on. So something like Bridesmaids, I absolutely love Bridesmaids. Also, shout out Milwaukee, one of the only movies I feel like to take place in Wisconsin. And then like Girls Trip, I love Girls Trip. The Proposal, you know, like rom-coms or just comedies like that are ones that are my go-to. Stick It, I love Stick It. Oh my God, I watch that movie all the time. So just really like rewatchable ones like that, I would say are, you know, more of my go-to, where I'm not turning on like Silver Linings Playbook just on a Saturday afternoon, you know? Next up, I got, how do you find new authors to try out? So I think a lot of it is like seen on Instagram, obviously, like if people are posting, you know, collages, reels, things like that, and like new authors. A lot of it is like searching on the Kindle app. That I've gotten to be doing way more recently, honestly, where I have just been starting to search like the trope that I want in the Kindle app and like seeing what it gives me. And that's definitely like brought me some new authors. Also just, I do watch like my friends' videos, so like their wrap-ups or things, you know, if they're posting about like a book that they love, or just like even texting me and telling me like, hey, you really need to read this book. Like I feel like Cheyenne does that a lot. She'll text me and be like, I really think that you would like this book. I think you should try it out. It's from like so-and-so author, whatever. So it's a lot of that. Once I find an author that I like, I want to binge their backlist. That's just how I've always been. Like when I used to find new artists, especially back in like the YouTube days before there was Spotify or anything, and I remember when I first found Skrillex, and I was just like diving back on YouTube and like finding every single song that he had in his catalog and like searching that way. And even with actors and actresses, oh, I've just realized I missed who my favorite actresses are. I'll get back to that. When I find an actor that I really like, I love binging their entire backlist. Like what have they all been in? What TV shows have they been in? What movies have they been in? I want to watch them. So that's very much how I am with reading too. I tend to read a lot of backlists. However, sometimes, you know, I want something fresh and new, and that's normally then where like I'm searching them out. Like I'm on my Kindle app, or I'm on Instagram, like scrolling through just like posts, seeing what people are talking about, what people are liking. So yeah, I guess that's kind of how, I don't know. I just feel like you have to want to seek out new authors sometimes, you know, because otherwise it's easy to just kind of keep reading the same ones that are like in the mainstream. And also I think it helps that I don't tend to like a lot of the really popular authors or a lot of the popular books, especially right now when a lot of them are like small town, cowboy, that kind of vibe. When I don't like that. I want the mafia, I want the forbidden, I want the student teacher, I want like that kind of like dirty nitty gritty. And I feel like a lot of the times now that's not really like in the forefront as much. So I feel like then I do have to do like a little more of like my own research, which is fine. I like doing it, it's fun. Okay, jumping back up quick, my favorite actresses. I feel like I already said Jennifer Lawrence, Shailene Woodley, Natasha Lyonne, Zendaya. Oh, Euphoria, fuck, I already talked about Euphoria in my last one. I mean, Michelle Rodriguez, like I love her. Who else? Kerry Washington. Okay, granted, I don't even know. I think I've only seen like one other thing that Kerry Washington has been in besides Scandal, but she just like affected me so much in Scandal. Love her. That's at least what I can think of like off the top of my head right now. I mean, there are a lot of actresses that I like, but I guess those are ones that like anytime that they announce a project, I'm gonna watch it, you know? I guess that's how I'm gonna try to treat that question. Okay, let's see. Next up, if you could be friends with any FMC, who would it be? So any female main character. Okay. Who would I actually, here's the thing though, because it's like, who would I actually want to be friends with? Because like, I love Lana Myers, but like, I don't know, she'd kind of scare me a little bit. Okay, I don't want to go fantasy either. Let's stick solely to humans. I was gonna say real people, and then it's like, none of them are real people, McKay. I would have to say maybe like Brenna from The Risk by Elle Kennedy, the second book in the Briar You series. I love her. I think she's just like a bad bitch. Who else? Oh, Camille from Savage Lover. I would love to be friends with her. I think she's so cool. Banks from Hideaway. Am I just saying all of my girl crushes? Okay, fair enough. Banks from Hideaway by Penelope Douglas. I mean, y'all know how much I love Rhea, but I don't feel like Rhea and I would be like best friends, you know? I feel like I'm gonna be forgetting someone, and it's always like when I'm filming and then when I'm going back and editing that I'm realizing that I forgot like someone. Like I remember someone asked me one time like about my favorite book boyfriends, and I literally forgot about Richard Connor Cobalt. Oh my God, that was like a crime. Okay, I'll just settle with those. Oh no, but also Rose, just as I was talking about forgetting Connor. Rose Calloway. I would love to be friends with her. Honestly, all three of the Calloway sisters I'd love to be friends with. And then I think this was the same person that asked this, because then it was, if you could be with any book boyfriend, who would it be? And here's the thing. There are so many, especially with my taste in book boyfriends, there are so many book boyfriends that I absolutely love. But I'm telling you, real life, we could never work. We could never work. Like, Kova is like #1 book boyfriend for me. However, we could never work in real life. I couldn't handle his like criticism, you know? He wouldn't like, I don't think he would like how much of like a sense of humor I have. I don't think he would appreciate that as much. You know, he's a little too like serious all the time, and that just wouldn't be good for me outside of certain areas of the house, if you know what I'm saying. He would be a no for me. So honestly, okay, so let's just say hypothetically speaking, I'm in all of these guys' leagues and I actually have a shot, which I know I would not. But if I'm being realistic about a realistic book boyfriend that I actually think, you know, I would like to have as a real life boyfriend, like Christian Harper from Twisted Lies. Y'all know Alex Volkov is my favorite man of the Twisted series. I absolutely love him, but here's the thing. I also don't know if Alex would appreciate my sense of humor all the time either. And I'm always cracking jokes. Whenever I'm uncomfortable, I'm cracking a joke. Whenever I'm comfortable, I'm cracking a joke. I'm just always trying to make things lighthearted. And he wouldn't appreciate that very much. And I would be like, dude, you gotta be willing to take a joke sometimes. And I just feel like, you know, he might not always be willing to do that. Where Christian, I feel like, would. And also, I want to be with a billionaire because I don't want to work. I'm just being honest here. No, that's a lie. I want to work, but I want to be able to do what I actually want to do, but like support myself and have health insurance. So Christian Harper could give that to me. So probably him, or like I've always said that August West from Longshot, he's like a great book boyfriend. He would also be a great in real life boyfriend. But again, here's the thing. I like an athletic man, but they can't be too athletic for me because I don't enjoy like outdoor activities, and I feel like he would want to be like going to the gym together. I don't want to go to the gym with you, and I feel like Christian Harper wouldn't make me go to the gym with him. So even though I love August, I do think that he would like want to be taking like couple pictures at the gym, and I'm just not about that. Honestly, I'm feeling like maybe it would be Christian Harper. I feel like because he's got a sense of humor. Honestly, and same with Connor Cobalt. Like, I love him. Again, like top book boyfriend. But I'm too dumb for him. Like, straight up, I'm too dumb for him. I would not be able to challenge him intellectually enough, like, that he needs to be challenged. So while I think we would connect in other areas, I think we would have fun roasting the shit out of people. I think we would have a lot of fun at a party together. Like, I think we could be good friends. I think like actually long-term relationship status, he would get very bored of my, like, I'm smart. I'm not saying I'm stupid, but I'm nowhere near Connor Cobalt smart. So, you know, I don't think that would work. Okay, I took that question like way too literally, and I don't think that the person who sent that meant it to be so serious, but that's what you're getting from me, okay? Next up, any book releases you're looking forward to? My own. But realistically, okay. Well, that's also realistic. Stay tuned. But let's see. Book release I'm looking forward to this year. So King of Greed by Anna Huang, the next book in the Kings of Sin series. Looking forward to. It's a Marriage in Trouble. So I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be fun. There are a whole bunch coming out in October. Oh my God. Oh, Lucia Franco's Tell Me You Want Me. Tell Me You Want Me, right? Is that it? She literally just released, the day that I'm filming this, she just revealed the cover yesterday and like the little blurb and everything, and that comes out in October. I'm so excited to have a new book from her. Y'all know how much I love Lucia Franco, and I just can't wait. This book has been a long time coming, and I'm just very much looking forward to reading anything that she wants to give us. And it's a brother's best friend, age gap, cam girl, romance. I don't even know. Like, Lucia says she's writing something and I don't even care. Like, just give it to me, I'll take it, and I will eat it the fuck up. So, forward to that one. There are a lot of releases coming in October. October is gonna be a good month, guys. A very good month, if you ask me. Next up, oh, no, that was skipping ahead. Favorite foods and drinks, and I also got favorite food / dessert. So, food and drink, let's go food first. I love pasta. I eat like the same thing every single day. So I love like well, but here's the thing, I'm not like eating my favorite foods a lot of times. I love burgers. Like, burgers is like my all-time favorite food. So like, I love a good barbecue bacon burger. That would be one of my favorites. What else? I love cacio e pepe. I love Italian food. I love a good sandwich. I love peanut butter and jelly. I love chicken tenders. I have like a palate of a child, so I eat a lot of like basic foods. Now drinks, okay, if it's a beveragino, my go-tos are like a lemon drop shot, you know, like if I'm out at the bar and getting a shot. Vodka lemonade was always my go-to in college because it, you know, I don't even know what regular lemonade tastes like at this point anymore in my life. I'm not a big seltzer person. I don't like all the carbonation and they don't taste that good. So I don't know, I'm not a big seltzer person. I love Moscato d'Asti. If I'm having wine, I like my wine to taste like juice, but like have alcohol in it. So I have that. Otherwise, like a margarita. I'm always down for a margarita, or like a Crown and Ginger. That is like my new bar drink. So I also like that. So if I'm having a beveragino, if I'm not having a beveragino, I love soda. I'm a big soda person. I don't discriminate against soda either. Pretty much any kind of soda I will drink. I'm not like a Coke person. I'm not a Pepsi person. The only thing that I will not drink from either is I don't like mug root beer. It's flat. And I don't like Mellow Yellow from Coke. Regular, diet, zero sugar, I'll drink it all. I love soda. I have one every single day at lunch, and it's like my favorite part of my day. And then dessert-wise, ice cream. I love cheesecake. I love all desserts. I love brownies. I'm not the biggest cookie person unless if they're like fresh out of the oven, or those ones from the grocery store, the really like soft ones with the thick layer of frosting on them and the sprinkles. Y'all know what I'm talking about? They come in the Tupperware of like 10. Oh, those cookies slap every fucking time. Yeah, I love dessert. I don't ever really turn down dessert, to be honest. I mean, I think you can tell. Okay, if you could recommend any book as a must read, what would it be? That's really hard. Because here's the thing, there are so many books that I love, but I do think like books are so subjective. And obviously a lot of the books that I really love are, you know, taboo or more forbidden ones. That's like not everyone's thing. So it's kind of hard for me to think like what would be like my one rec that's like end all be all. But I guess maybe like Sweet Dandelion by Macaulay Smeltzer is kind of a tried and true one for me, because here's the thing, it fits in with my love of taboo and forbidden age gap romances, student teacher romances, although this one it's guidance counselor student. So it fits into all of that, but it's very slow burn. It is forbidden, but like the characters take it seriously, you know, they're not just like caution to the wind, we don't care, we're just gonna like be together and we don't care that we get caught. And there are like consequences in it for them being together. I love the mental health representation in it. I think it's so beautifully done. It's a book that has spice in it, but isn't like spice focused. So I feel like that's a really tried and true rec for me. I recommend that one a lot on my channel. I recommend it to people even in my real life that like are trying to get into romance, because I just think it's such a beautiful story, but it still kind of fits in with what I like in books, you know? Bookstagram/booktube tips 101. Okay, Bookstagram, I don't really know what to tell you on that one. I'm not very good at Bookstagram. I mean, I have it. I'm really bad at trying to plan content on there. It's truly one where like on YouTube here, I upload videos Tuesdays and Fridays. That's my schedule, you know, minus the few little like times that I'm sick, like I had COVID a few weeks ago and I had to like skip a video, you know, but besides the few instances that I skipped videos here and there when like there are extenuating circumstances, I always have my uploads done and ready to go. Or even now when I'm bulk filming because I'm going to be on vacation, I am like getting it done. Where Bookstagram, I don't do that. So honestly, I don't know if I'm like the best person to be making Bookstagram tips. But I guess just say, like, post what you want. You know what? I'm just going to blanket statement that for both that and Booktube. Post what you want to post. Talk about what you want to talk about. Read what you want to read. Don't read things because you think that's what people want to see from you. Don't read books because they're popular and like you think that they're going to get you to a certain level or something. When I started out this channel, no one was watching me. No one was paying attention to me. So I really fell into that rhythm of just completely reading what I wanted to read, even when I knew that the books that I was reading and talking about were ones that a lot of people don't approve of, like the Off Balance series. Like, especially when I started making those videos, that came out at a time that they got banned again. But I was like, I'm not going to stop posting about these books. I love them. And people can tell when you're talking about something, when you're reading something that you really enjoy, and when you're talking about something that you don't really enjoy, but you're trying to like make it work for the sake of content. And I try to always keep my channel very authentic. Obviously, I have stopped doing star ratings in my wrap-ups just because I'm going to be, even though I'm always going to be doing Booktube and being a reviewer in this space, pretty soon I'm going to be stepping into a different role in this space. And I'm just trying to navigate that, but I will never not be honest with you guys about my thoughts on a book. Am I going to put a book on blast that I don't like? Not anymore. Did I in the past? Yeah, but I'm just now more focusing on the books that I really like, because also I feel like that's what you guys care about. Like, you want to know the books that I'm genuinely liking, not the ones that I hate and I'm like, don't ever read it. You know, that would be my one advice, I guess, is just truly you post about what you want to post about. And don't, especially in the beginning, don't worry about it. I'm even trying to get myself back to not caring about how videos perform, because my channel for the past like month on YouTube Studio, that's where like you can see all of your analytics, and like all of my arrows are like down, and I've been kind of frustrated by it because I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what change, you know, how can I like get those to be going back up the other way? But then I'm like, you know what, you're still making content that you like, people are still like engaging with you, and you know, I'm just trying to remind myself that like that doesn't matter at the end of the day, as long as I'm still having fun with it, because this isn't my full-time job. You know, I have a full-time job. This isn't what I do for a living. So I just always want to make sure that I'm always like having fun with it at the end of the day and enjoying it. And I don't want to take the enjoyment out of it. But if you're just starting your Booktube channel, just truly make whatever you want to do. Do exactly what you want to do, and don't let anyone tell you that you shouldn't be making what you're making. As far as like logistics go and everything, just upload your video. just upload it. It's never gonna be perfect. Trust me, trust me, trust me. My Banned Forbidden Taboo reading vlog, that is one of my earlier videos that I did on my channel here, and it's still one of my highest viewed videos. I hate that video now. I think it's so cringy. You're never gonna go back and look at your earlier videos and be like, gosh, that was perfect. So just upload it, just get it uploaded. I promise, like, once you just get going, it's so much easier to just like roll with it. So I would say just start, just do it. Film on your phone. That's how I film my videos. You don't need fancy equipment. I know there are tons of booktubers who do, and I always like admire how their content looks, but I just know that that is not my strength. I don't care. To be honest, I don't care to like figure out all of that setup stuff. So honestly, you don't need fancy equipment. If you have it, great. And if you enjoy that, then go for it. But if you don't worry about it. Just film on your camera. And then I use iMovie to edit, free software if you have a Mac. And I use Canva to make my thumbnails. And I used to have the free version of it. Now I do pay for the upgraded version because it makes more sense for me to do that with all of the different things that I use Canva for now with like various book things. But you can get by with the free version. Like you also don't need to like pay a lot of money to start your channel. So just get started. Trust me, there's room for everyone here. Everyone is going to have a unique perspective. Everyone is going to have a unique take on things and bring something new to the community. So just get started, like if you want to. And also if you need like logistic helps of figuring out how to upload your first video, DM me. I am happy to help. I mean, I'm not the most tech savvy, but I was able to figure it out. So if anyone needs any help, my DMs are always open. And then book signing tips. Okay, and you know what? I'm gonna lump in this other question. Where was this other one? I also got another one of, oh, do you have plans to attend any book signings? So I'm gonna kind of lump these two together. So I went to Book Bonanza in June, and I had a lot of fun there, but I don't have any more plans as of right now to go to any more book signings, at least next year. Next year, one of my friends is getting married and I'm a bridesmaid, and she lives in Florida. So I know I'm gonna be having 2 trips down there, one for the bachelorette and one for the wedding. And then I'm going on a family vacation next year. And then I'm trying to go out to LA to visit one of my best friends who moved out there a couple years ago. So I just know that I don't really have it in my budget or like in my time next year to go to another book signing. And to be honest, I had a lot of fun at it, but I kind of feel like I don't know if I need to like do another. I'd say unless if Penelope Douglas announced that they're gonna be at one. Just because I enjoyed it mostly. I mean, the authors were a lot of fun and like the signing itself was great. But honestly, so much of my favorite parts of the signing were just hanging out with my friends. And it's like, I just would rather do like a girls' weekend with them again than like do a book signing. So as of right now, I have no plans. And then as for tips, honestly, I don't feel like I have like great tips, but Caitlin from the Love Librarian made an entire video on like book signing 101 and like book signing tips. So I'm just gonna go ahead and link her video down below, and like please go and watch it. And if you haven't checked out her channel, then make sure you stay over there and check out more of her videos because she's awesome. But I'm just gonna link that below because I can't say anything that she doesn't already say. So that's that. Is it only me that doesn't like discreet covers? You've come to the right person here because I feel like I am Booktube's resident not anti-discreet cover person. I just tend to not like them. I understand the discreet cover trend, and truly covers are just as subjective as books are. So truly, if you like discreet covers, there's absolutely nothing against you or your, like, I'm not saying that your opinion is wrong or anything, because that's what it all is. It's an opinion. And I am of the opinion that I'm sick of discreet covers. I get it. I get that some people don't like having people on their covers. They don't want to read them out in public, whatever. There's so many reasons that have been said. And I do like that people have choices between covers. However, I am kind of sick of just seeing so many discreet covers now instead of people covers. I like when they have options, like the Twisted series by Anna Huang. I love that she had the man and the discreet cover versions. Obviously, I know they got picked up by a publisher, and all the books that do get picked up by publishers, like, they're never making, you know, man covers on theirs, and that sucks. I only really like discreet covers, I feel like, when they have something to do with the book still. Like, I want them to have elements of the books. I don't want random flowers. I don't want random cartoons. I really, you know what I will say? I'll say some discreet covers I like. I don't think I've barely seen a cartoon cover that I like, or an illustrated cover. That's just not my style, but I know like everyone seems to love it. Good. So glad that you guys are having your illustrated cover moment. Oh, I just can't stand them. I do not like them at all. and it's just, I don't know, I just don't like it. But again, I like that everyone has more options now in terms of covers, but I just much prefer to see people on them, or like discreet ones that still have something to do with the book, you know, like that still have elements to the book. But like when I think of all my favorite covers, all of my favorite covers have people on them. I don't think a single of my favorite covers is a discreet cover. So I don't know, it's just kind of frustrating, I feel like, to see people covers getting put to the wayside, but also I feel like some people are getting so sick of discreet covers that then authors are like really trying to push their people covers. Let's see, have you read Fourth Wing yet? No, I have not, but I am actually going to be starting it probably within the next week or two. That's actually going to be my next book club book with my friend that I buddy read a book with every single month. We just finished our last pick, which was Carrie Soto is Back, and so that was her pick, and then we normally give each other a couple of options and then let the other choose from those options. And so I wanted to give her a fantasy one because she's never read a fantasy book before. So I did put Fourth Wing up for option and she ended up picking it. So I'm excited. What hobbies do you have outside of reading? I feel like I'm constantly keeping myself busy. Right now, I mean, I used to paint a lot. I haven't painted a lot this year recently, but I still do love painting and doing like anything crafty. This year I've learned how to cross stitch and I absolutely love it. I spend a lot of my time cross stitching, especially while I'm watching TV, which I'm also gonna put like watching TV and movies in here as a hobby, because even though that could just be like whatever, like a casual thing that, you know, people just do, I'm not just only watching TV just like to be entertained. I'm watching it kind of with like a critical eye. I have a podcast called Popcorn Chats. We've been on a bit of a break recently just while we've both been busy with different projects, but we're hoping to pick back up in September and doing more like YouTube style format videos. But with that, we always talk about TV shows and movies. So I feel like I'm always watching things with like a critical eye. I'm not just solely watching for the purpose to be entertained. I'm watching for like the quality of storytelling. I'm watching for like the director's vision. I'm just watching more critically. So I honestly consider watching TVs and movies like a hobby of mine because it genuinely brings me a lot of joy, and I feel like I'm more of like an active role in it than just like a casual viewer of it, if that makes sense. Writing is also a hobby of mine, you know? And like over the summer, I was in a sand volleyball league for the second year, and like that was so fun. Like I love doing that. And I think my friend and I are gonna try to find a pickleball league for in the winter here, because the winters just get so freaking long here. So I think we're gonna try to find a pickleball league to join. So we'll see about that. But I mean, I obviously do spend a lot of my time reading, but I feel like this year especially I have more of a healthy balance with like some of my other hobbies. So anyways, okay, and I was gonna do my makeup too on here, but I feel like this video is already getting so long. So actually I'm going to cut it here, and I'll end with this last question that's kind of a quick one. And then I do have more on this list here. So if I didn't get to your question this time, I promise I'll do it in September. I just keep a running list. And then if you have any questions that you want me to talk about next month, leave them in the comments below and I will come back to this video. I actually will this time. My bad for forgetting to do before I started this one, but I will come back to the video and look for them. But the last quick question I had was, have you read the Hellbent series spinoff yet, and can you do a review? So I think they're talking about like Hellbent, like Penelope Douglas's Hellbent series. So far only one book is out in that, and that's Falls Boys. And I have read it and I loved it. I gave that book 5 stars when I read it. I'm assuming that that's what they're talking about, but like an entire video like on a review, I don't think I do that, especially with only the one book out. But I'm very excited for the rest of the books to come out in that series. So unless I'm like thinking of a different Hellbent series, but I'm pretty sure like that's the Hellbent series, right? I think I'm thinking of the right one. I love it and I will be continuing on with the series. So anyways, that is it for today's video. Thank you for chatting, chilling, and getting ready with me. I just really like incorporating this format of video style, just like on a monthly basis with you guys. So I hope you guys like it too. So anyways, that is it for today's video, and I will see you when I see ya.